Welcome to the Carl Reader Show, where I bring you short videos with big ideas, practical tips and simple tricks that you can use to improve your mindset, your career, your business and your life. Let's do this. So today I wanted to share with you something that can make a dramatic difference to your marketing. Now, I don't want you to be focusing on the minutiae of tweaking your Google ads or changing up your social media mix. Actually, this is far bigger picture, and I can tell you firsthand that it works. What you need to do in marketing at all times is to go where no one else goes. It's obvious, isn't it? If you're trying to fish, it's far better to fish in a pond where no one else is around than to fish at the crowded pond. And likewise in business. And I want to share with you a story from my own business that proves just that. If you can cast your mind back to the mid-2000s. Now, I know for some of you, you might have been at school, perhaps might not have even started school. But for me, I was just getting started in business. And what I found was that all of the noise was about email marketing. That was the really big thing. Social media wasn't really a tool to be used at that point. There were very early stage social media platforms, but it certainly wasn't used for marketing. But email marketing, that was the hot thing. That was what everybody was doing. Now, alongside websites and so on, it was at a tipping point where what had happened was that in the very late 90s, early 2000s, when I'd started as a junior, you would have loads of letters through the post and you would celebrate when you received an email. But by this time, and I'm talking about 2005, 2006, you were inundated with every single business that had bought into this concept of free marketing. And we all know that email marketing isn't free, but bear with me. Anyway, we looked at my business to do a campaign, and that campaign was aimed at franchisors, and believe it or not, email marketing was not working. Why wasn't it working? Because everyone else was doing it. So we tried something different. We tried direct mail, and we tried to make it stand out through a few things. First of all, we tapped into the fact that people don't receive letters through the post anymore. And if they do, it means something's gone wrong and it's pretty serious. It's a tax bill, it's an overdue notice, it's something that you don't necessarily want to read. So we made sure that we wrote to them in the post, but we hand wrote the address. Now, I'm sure you guys know now that when you receive something through the post, it's got a handwritten address. It's pretty important. We also didn't put it through our franking machine. We put a stamp on it, we made sure it's a personalised stamp, and we made the package a little bit bulky. So what I mean by that was, rather than just a letter and it looking like it was coming from an office, we actually made it look like it's a little bit of a package. Now, I'm sure that you're probably not surprised to hear that in a world where nobody was sending letters because we were all consumed by emails, we had a phenomenal response rate from that campaign. And in fact, I would guess we sent about 100 letters maximum. The return on that, if we look over the time we've done it, is in the tens of millions, if not higher. It's definitely a substantial 8-figure number. Now, I'll share that with you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you the power of being where others aren't. So, if you're in an industry that typically markets on LinkedIn, why not look at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc., etc.? If you're in an industry that typically markets itself on Instagram, I know that those coaches who run their lovely little workshops and free 7-day challenges and so on love to create their image tiles on Instagram. Have you thought about trying to do that somewhere else? Have you thought about trying to do it in a local hall and inviting people in? Perhaps using flyers and even those little old-fashioned cards that you have in post offices. It might sound crazy, it might sound old-fashioned, but if you are where your competitors aren't, then actually you're more likely to be found.